baby.
This week I wanted to wake up every day early and like do stuff. Today was productive until my siblings got home. Like I did some drawing, I needed to do some drawing, I did some writing in the morning, I edited a video. That's like all I did today. I did some CS work too. It has to change. I have to do more. I'm not gonna live my week like this. Playing Roblox all day. No. And then tomorrow we're gonna wake up and we're gonna lock in so freaking hard. You don't freaking understand how hard we're gonna lock in tomorrow. It's gonna be insane. Okay. You know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna focus my entire life on dying renegades. Getting up early, and we're gonna write. So hardcore. We got this. We got this. We got this.
We got the mic. It's literally just loud earbuds. But it freaking works, and it's like a 2-in-1, right? Because like, what if I don't want to take my AirPods somewhere? I can just put my loud earbuds. And the mic actually works better than the mic on my AirPods. So, you know, a win is a win. So let's take a time. Finally, this bed intro this video. And you're sitting in front of my fan, and you can still hear me.
Okay, we're introing this video. Look at my Spider-Man shirt. I had to change shirts for this because I was wearing college merch. Rookie mistake. So, this video, let me preface this by saying this video has been, I've started editing it, and this video has completely changed from what I wanted it to be, and I never actually said that in the video. So I'm gonna explain everything in this intro. I'm redoing this intro. I did film one, but everything changed. So basically, I walked into this video assuming this would be a week in the life before I went back to college, where I would basically have a really productive week. And I'll just do a bunch of productive stuff the entire week. Just wake up early, get a lot of crap done, write a lot of words, everything else I need to do, and fix my sleep schedule for school. That ended up not happening. That was like 2 weeks ago by this point. I don't know what happened that week. It was a weird week. Preparing for it to come back to school. And I'm currently back in my house, as you can tell. School has started. I went back home because we actually went back to another state for family, but I don't think I filmed anything there. I haven't really filmed because I did film a 10K vlog that is currently out in the middle of this, so that kind of took up a part of this vlog. But what started off as, hey, let's write a lot of words in a week and just have a week in the life, turned into, hey, let's get this book done. And the reason I did that is because I thought I would finish this book tomorrow, the day before filming this. Tomorrow, 19th of January. That changed. The reasons why it changed, the main reason why that plan changed was because I kind of ran into a block, and I really thought, I talked about it later in the vlog, but I really thought that this book is stable until the end, and then this week, but I talked about earlier how I had a feeling that I might change to build up to the climax, and then I was like, no, I won't do that. And then, fun fact, this weekend, I did change it, and so I had to step back from writing to fix this build up to the climax, and that was a bit of that was kind of a reality check, and the 10K vlog was also a reality check of, hey, do you really want to rush this book? And the answer is no. I do not want to rush this book. I really like this book. I really like this draft, how it's going. This is a really emotional book. I do not want to lose momentum. I do not want to mess everything up by pushing forward. Okay. So ultimately I decided, yeah, we're gonna push back the finish date, what the original plan was, which is just January 31st. It is currently the 18th. That has not happened yet, so we still have up until the 31st to get this thing done. I do think it's possible, and I feel like it might get finished beforehand, but we'll see. So this vlog is essentially the entire month of January, honestly, and I feel like it's gonna be a big vlog because of the amount of updates I have so far. I don't really have anything else to say in this intro. I think that's literally just it. It's a week in the life turned into finish this book. and so far it's gone as well as one can expect. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and this might be a big boy, so I hope you guys buckle up and have fun. Baby, what's up? Hey party people, it's currently Wednesday. I don't know what day it is, the 6th maybe? 7th? I'll keep this super short. My earbuds are so tangled, don't look at them.
I want to have a 10K day before I go back to college. But it's not happening. Maybe today. So I woke up earlier today. Not earlier. I did a video. That's great. But
part of the reason it didn't happen was because I did come to kind of I finished the scene and then I kind of hit a blank. Because a part of me is a really big discovery writer, and what I wanted to happen in this scene kind of changed because one of the characters was supposed to be really injured and out of it, and then he ended up not being out of it, and the main character was the one who is injured, and the main character is Ezra. So Ezra is usually really strong, and it's a whole thing. I've talked about it before, so it was just okay, he's the one who needs. It changed the plans, and then I figured out what I figured out what I want to happen instead, and so the end of the main chapter around. It was just a little plot mess that I had to figure out, but we figured it out, and this doesn't always happen. Just part of me is a discovery writer. We're about to go eat with my parents because of siblings all at school, and I'm gonna do some writing until then, and I might extend this vlog to next week.
I don't know.
Whatever. I'll see you guys later. I don't know what I was gonna say. I did learn about Brandon Sanderson's writing routine last night because I was watching King Kavanaugh, and the fact his writing routine is it seems really similar to mine because I am a night writer. I can't deny it. I am a night writer. No matter how hard I try to wake up early, I will always be a night writer. And so that was just kind of refreshing, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna go. Okay, so me and Mom went shopping, and hi, baby! Baby! Wanna say hi? Wanna say hi? Come on, baby girl. Come on. Come on. Okay. For $1. He's so cute. His name is Jeff. I love him so much. I am so unhappy. Also, my pawn stuffed potato my sister got me for Christmas. So cute. That's all I have to say. I don't know why, but it's so cute. Gonna take a Roblox break. Hey.
Hi, baby. Like my dreams and talkies, like the real ones. Okay, hi vlog. So I found this video right here. I haven't finished watching it. Literally 2 minutes in, but so far, for the 2 minutes I've seen, this is like, because he's kind of mentioned the different different things that bestsellers use for their midpoints. Also, there's a cat. She's sleepy. And I thought that was so interesting. It made me think about my own work. And I'm not gonna like toot my own horn and say that like I haven't finished watching the video, but it's interesting to me, midpoint, because I in general really like story structure, but funnily enough, I used story structure for all my novels, but my plotting process is really weird because, hi baby, I do a brain dump, which is basically like a 10,000 word zero draft of like what my brain gives me, and then I mold it to fit into the 4-act story structure or the Save the Cat. I actually use both, so it's just a combination of like 3 different things. It's weird, but it works. Except my 2 newest books, I did not use it. I didn't use anything. No Save the Cat, no 4-act. Not 3-act, 4-act. I used 4-act. I just went for it. It was an experience, and I am now going to try to nudge them just to compare my stories with 4-act and Save the Cat. I haven't read Save the Cat. I actually do want to get that eventually. I just go based off what I know from YouTube and PDFs and website articles and stuff, but I do want to get the book eventually. I want the young adult version. I thought it was interesting, the midpoint thing, because one of the midpoint that he mentioned methods was a false victory, and I was like, oh my god. And I pulled up my old plot for my published novel, Discovery, and I was like, what is the plot? What is the midpoint? Because I haven't written this book in 2 years. I haven't read it in forever. I don't remember everything of my old books I'm not working on, and the midpoint was a false victory because of Save the Cat versus an ordinary book 2 is actually, I think, hold on, but I pull up an outline for this because I do not remember. It's the opposite though. It doesn't say exactly what it is, but it's the opposite of book 1. The Visionary is different. If I had to, Visionary is the only book I have on Scrivener. I need to use Scrivener more. I don't really have it. I don't know why I don't use it. I use it for normal. Actually, probably needs fulfilled. The Visionary's outline is completely different because I did it 3 different times. Because I did it for each main character. There's 3 main characters, so basically there's 3 different 3-act story structures. And the first 2 drafts only had 1, and then I eventually realized the only way to nail all 3 character arcs was to give each of them a 4-act Save the Cat structure. So I gave each of them a 4-act Save the Cat structure, and it took 20,000 years. But one of the midpoints is, which midpoint is the most midpoint-esque of the book? I don't know. The chapter outline is literally 30,000 words. JK, no it's not. It's like 15,000 words. The chapter outline is 15,000 words. I think all of the midpoints in the Visionary.
Oh my gosh, one's really late. It kind of depends on when the arc ends. It really is a really weird book because it is so complex. Whose midpoint is this? Is this Fortez's? That's a false victory. 2 midpoints happen in the same chapter. Paris and Fortez's happen in the same chapter. That's not false victory, I don't. And then one of them happens. Oh my gosh, what is Aspen's? I think Aspen's is first, actually. Yeah, Aspen's midpoint is much earlier. There are reasons why.
But the midpoints don't exactly align. The midpoints are for their arcs. So Revisionary's 3-act stuff is with the main characters, and so it revolves around the arcs, which is different from other books I've written. Anyways, the point is that I was thinking of Discovery and Ordinary. I'm like, yeah, they do have midpoints. What is midpoint? That makes sense to me. So like in Discovery, the midpoint, oh my gosh, they're all opposites. Because Discovery, the first half is like Paris, the main character, he doesn't, hold on, I don't know how to, again, this is an older book, so let me just pull it up for a second. Ordinary is much more fresh in my mind. Sorry guys, I did not, like, this book's not bad, I promise, in my opinion. Okay, yeah. So I'm sorry. So the first half of the book, his thing is that he's gonna do everything alone. Okay, because he doesn't want people to get close. He doesn't think he's gonna remember them. Like, he doesn't want the pain of having to lose people after the adventure. Because it's like, okay, I'm gonna go on this quest, and this quest is gonna end. I'm gonna be alone. I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna make friends. The midpoint is him realizing, crap, I care about these guys. Now I have to do everything in my power to keep them safe, not me. So he completely flops his thing. He goes from, yeah, I can only protect myself, to I can only care about myself to protect myself, to, oh, I have to care about them to protect me and them. It's a completely flop thing. An ordinary is kind of the same thing, actually, because it's Aspen, like, I only care about myself, to her, in my destiny, in the midpoint, to her, oh, I'm only gonna care about this one person. So it's more centered for Aspen. So I do think these books have decently strong midpoints. However, Dying Renegades, I won't talk about Dying Renegades because this is the main. Dying Renegades is the book of the channel right now because I've been working on it the longest in my vlogs. Wow, that's crazy. Dying Renegades is the book that, like, do you ever have a book that you just like that you've been waiting for so long to write? Like, your other books are fun and you love your other books, but there's just one book that you've had in your head for years or for months.
You've just been reading, and you've been writing fanfiction for it.
Dying Renegades was like the book that consumed me when I wasn't writing it for so long. Like, it consumed me like the entirety of summer, just waiting to get to it, waiting. And now I'm actually on it and it's killing me. I don't know how this cat's still asleep, but I actually really like Dying Renegades midpoint. And again, I did not use any story structure. I do not think the story is perfect. I know there is mistakes, but I do think that I did get a lot right on accident. And one of those things is the midpoint, because the midpoint to me hits very well. Because this wasn't entirely planned. This book has a lot of discovery writing in it, more than my other books. I don't know why. Like, my brain was just subconsciously feeding me these things. But the midpoint, what happens is that the main character makes everything worse. It's just like, the first half of the book is like, things are bad. Like, things aren't going super well. Like, this team of superheroes, the main characters, they do not lose their fights, okay? Because they stage everything. Everything's fake. Their supervillains are fake. They do fight crime, but they don't, like, the big stuff, that's all staged. So it's not common for them to actually lose a fight, because the only people they actually fight are like thieves and stuff. This book starts off with them almost losing right off the bat. And especially if you read Natural, you're like, oh, that's not right. But basically, there's a team of people who are like better than them in a way, and it's just like, we learn at the midpoint that this group, like this team they're fighting called Illuminati, they work with a team called the Peacekeepers. We know that, it's a gang. The Peacekeepers go means yes. The Peacekeepers, right? And we learn at the midpoint that the Peacekeepers were controlling the Illuminati in a way, and so like the Illuminati was being held back. And so which is crazy because this team lost to the Illuminati a few times. At least somewhat, like, they lost, like, Ezra lost a few times, not the full team, but, like, you know. And then the midpoint, they're like, hey, we've been holding these people back, and Ezra has to make a decision to save somebody or to not save them. And it's a really complex decision because on one I'm not gonna go into the details, but it's a really heavy decision. And basically, he does save them because the fate they would suffer at that moment is absolutely terrible. But it's a temporary save. And he knows this. But it's like, he's still not gonna let that person go through that. Even though it might happen later. It's a thing. But this lady, she's like, hey, we control the Illuminati. If you go save this person temporarily, we will not hold them back any longer. We will lose control. You will have made an enemy with a team you cannot make. You're like, hey, if you do this, you're making an enemies with the team that, because the elite works for the Wanderers, and the Wanderers like this really big organization. And they're like, hey, if you do this, the Wanderers will now have enemies with the one group of people they don't want to be enemies with, which is the Peacekeepers. You're gonna make a war, basically. And Ezra's like, I don't care. I want to save my friend. And so he goes to save his friend. You know what happens? Everything gets worse. it gets so much worse. Exactly what she said would happen. Everything just goes terribly wrong. Like, they... and it's all because of Ezra. I don't know why I'm acting like this. Also, I completely changed this book the other day. I, like, changed the ending without changing anything at all. I don't know, it's so weird. But I'm just like, oh my gosh, this book is gonna kill me. Because I'm at the point, like, from here on, Alice and Ezra, the main duo, their relationship, for the next, like, 20 chapters. My favorite duo is, like, broken for the rest of the book. From this point onwards. Okay, I'm done. Here we have some research because, I have been in therapy before, but I only did, like, 2 sessions. And this character is posing. His name is V. I think it's Vesper, but we're calling him V. He's posing as a therapist. He's not actually a therapist. It's a confusing thing. They're about to kidnap Ezra, but not really because Ezra's gonna escape. Spoiler. As you can tell my outline. So I'm trying to figure out, because he actually has to ask him some questions, and it has to be realistic because he does know things about therapy, because whatever. But he's not a real therapist, but he does like have experience. Oh, that's called me.
Do we look crusty? I think you can tell I just got out of the shower. It is Thursday. Don't ask what day Thursday is. Art is currently wild because it's changing. One of the reasons the past few chapters has changed is because there's a guy named Ress. Ress is like the person nobody can beat. He has not lost a single fight yet. He's not gonna lose a single fight. This man is a living weapon. He's like 6'8". He's a tank. He's like the Hulk, but not. Anyways, we left him though. And what's gonna happen is that we know Ezra. Ezra's gonna fight him in a dumpster, like literally a dumpster area. But what ended up happening was not that. Let's just say Ezra did not fight. He took a beating. Let's just put it that way. He took a beating. It was supposed to be Alistair who took the beating, because it's me. I love Alistair angst. I gave it to Ezra instead, and so we get to the next chapter where they wake up in a hospital, and it's supposed to be Alistair lying in the hospital bed, and Ezra's like comforting him because Alistair was the one kidnapped, right? That still happened, but instead we had Ezra in the hospital bed because it actually ended up hurting him worse. I don't know. I had really mixed feelings about that sequence because Alistair was kidnapped by the he wasn't kidnapped, he kind of walked into it. We saw his POV earlier. He walked into the antags and was taken, and then his team was sent video of him like tortured, and so they're like, yeah, we gotta go save him, and it was revealed that was a fake video, and he actually wasn't that hurt badly, and they actually cared for his injuries, which I have mixed feelings on, because it was like promising angst, you didn't get the angst, and I don't do that a lot, so I was like, why did I do that? Because we got Ezra angst instead. I was like, okay. Anyway, so we had to like fix the scenes because Ezra was supposed to be not hospitalized and just free to walk around, which means that he would have. I need him to go to his house, okay, after that hospital scene. Except with him being in the hospital, he can't leave. So because I switched the roles, I had a really hard time figuring out, hey, how am I going to get Ezra from this place to continue the plot, you know? What did we decide on? Well, there was a plot point that was going to happen to Alistair where he almost got kidnapped by fake doctors because he is a superhero. He is also second in command of a really big third-party group. He has a net worth. He is worth a lot if you use him for ransom, right? And they don't go to hospitals. They usually go to the like doctors and stuff. So this is like a rare occurrence. So it's gonna have him like be kidnapped, almost kidnapped, and then that happened to Ezra instead. Actually, Ezra was kidnapped. It was the only way to get him out of there, basically. So that was like 3 chapters of changes. Also, what ended up happening was because of all those changes, Alistair was supposed to have a chapter where he was almost kidnapped by doctors. But that got replaced with Ezra, and then I kept on moving stuff back and combine. It's a whole mess, but I think we have it clear now. If the chapters did not change, I would have written them a lot faster. Just the fact that they kept on changing without me. I like how they are right now. Mostly. I still like my Alistair, so I'm kind of sad that I took out a lot of it. Oopsies. He's gonna get more later, I promise. I promise, guys. But this next chapter is action Alistair POV, which I haven't written in a while because he's been a freaking captive, and he's gonna talk to somebody. It's gonna okay. Also, there are 2 scenes I've left out so far, and I don't usually skip scenes. The first scene I skipped was because I didn't think it was actually needed. It was basically, if you read on Ordinary, you will realize that this team doesn't actually do most of their stunts. Like, most of the big fight scenes are actually just, like, staged and stuff with the villains, because they're actually not villains. The big stuff is all staged. And so I was going to do behind the scenes for that, but then I ended up not doing it because I didn't think it was needed. Because we do have a behind the scenes in Ordinary, kind of. So I was like, we don't need another behind the scenes. So we didn't. I skipped it. And then later, I was like, crap, I do need that, actually. So I thought that in later. And then the other scene I skipped was... So you remember when I said that Alistair was kidnapped and his team went after him? They split up. So the girls went to one location, the guys went to the other location. And I don't know. I know what's going to happen with the boys because they're the ones who are going to find him. Obviously. But I didn't know what's going to happen to the girls, so I just, like, skipped it. I do know kind of what happens now. I actually do need that scene because it's going to set some stuff in stone. But I just don't know how the fight is going to go exactly. I will add those 2 scenes in later. Okay, so DR has been kind of a mess, but we are very close to the climax. I have a few more scenes, chapters to hit first, but once we hit the climax, like leading up to the climax, things get like, whoa, slow down, things get wild, and I'm kind of nervous for the entirety of the climax. Especially because I did change part of an accident. Okay.
Currently watching Captain America. And I haven't seen the first one, but I watched The Soldier and Civil War a lot. So it's kind of weird that I don't watch the first one a lot. Anyways, I'm kind of debating on changing not the climax itself, but the build up to the climax. That's the part I've always been, oh my gosh. That's the part I've always been kind of iffy on. And now that this book has like developmental changes, I'm like heavily considering changing that now. I don't need to figure it out yet. It's everything from 40 onward, 40 up to 45. I might change that stuff. It might also just happen naturally. What is happening in that movie? I'm so confused. Anyways, I might change the build up to the climax. I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about it right now because I don't need to. I'm gonna let the story unfold for now. But I might change that stuff when I get there.
Okay, hello vlog, this is you on finishing my book vlog, which is doing really badly right now. We have to go 2 more weeks to fix it. I go back to my dorm, we're not going to go into that big that I talked about in my 10k vlog, so, could you not fall please? Today, what's happening? So, as of recording this, I am currently 13 chapters away from the ending. I am on chapter 37. 37 has been the most feared chapter of the entire book because it's a really, really heavy chapter. The discovery writer in me messed this part of the book up. I talked about it in a different vlog. I think it might have been this vlog. Is it this vlog or the 10k one? To fix it, we move stuff around, and now we have the really hard stuff, and then another really hard thing. Oh, I wrote the really hard thing, not to write the even harder thing. Whatever. It's fine. And after that, we have a few more chapters, and then the climax is soon. Frankly, I'm not ready for that. The climax of this book hurts because the inspiration for the climax came from the movie Captain America Civil War. And if you have seen that movie, oh, it's beautiful. I love it so much. The fight between Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, Captain America and Iron Man, that fight. Imagine that. But it's like, plus the, who did this to you? You. But it's men. I'm not ready for that, guys. Everything just goes downhill from now. There is no more happiness in this book. It's gone. The next like 50,000 words is just pain. Oh my gosh, this thing sucks. Come on. So, that is the pain in me right now. Tomorrow I start school again. I know I realized over break. I think I'm in more in college than I do at home, because at home I'm always surrounded with people, and so I'm always busy. playing Roblox or hanging out with my siblings. But here, when I leave my dorm, I get so much done. And I'm not multitasking anymore. This is my only project right now. So like, once it's done, we move on. But for now, only DR. Okay, also you're gonna get more footage now because I was filming another vlog, but that vlog's basically over now. So you guys are gonna get more stuff. I pushed back my self-proclaimed due date of the 19th. Actually, I don't know when I want this book done, but the Monday, MLK Day, I pushed the date back to the end of January, because it's not going to happen. I'm not going to force myself to make that happen. I'm in school. We're not going to... As much as I want to sacrifice my academics for this, I'm afraid I'm too academically motivated to do that. I plotted the entire climax. Just kidding. I didn't plot the climax. The climax for me is fine. The climax of this book is very particular. This notebook has gone through. This notebook just has so much in it. I love this notebook so much. I love it. It just has writing and drawings. For my senior year of high school. Got this my senior year, and I draw a lot of it now. It has some church notes. It has some planning of CS. Like, this is like planning CS in school. No, in church. Before I wrote it. That's like fixing the plot. Anyways, I need this for a second. Here's some DR writing. This is what I needed. That page. And then that. I did that between 2 classes. Re-outlining not the climax, but the build-up to the climax. Okay? Because the climax itself is very particular and it has to happen in a very particular way. And it has to... the climax itself is fine because it has to happen. Like, very particular things have to happen. The build-up was not fine. I never really liked the build-up. It always gives me, like, the ick. But I'm like, it's just the first draft. Doesn't really matter. Apparently it does because I fixed it. Oh, I think... I'm not sure. I have to, like, change. I need to do some stuff. But, like, what I did in class... I think it works. Like, a part of me is not happy with it still. Because, like, I don't like this. A part of the reason I'm not happy with this is because of the story overall. In this draft, I have way too high expectations for it because it is a first draft. I know that. But I still want it to be good. And I'm still like, girl, because it's still a first draft. And it's still going to have another draft and a lot of edits and revising. It's not going to be perfect on the first try. But I'm really mad that the full team, because this is a full team of superheroes, we don't get a lot of full team content. We only get a lot of, like... trio and duo content, which is really annoying to me because I really love this full team. And that happened in the first book too, so I'm fixing out the first book, and it's just like, I know why I did that, and it was because I wanted to nail the main plot and the main relationships, but I'm also like, girl, because it makes the climax harder because they don't have as much focus, and they don't really have arcs compared to everybody else, so it's really annoying. Too, because I can't fix the climax how I want to fix the climax, or the build up to the climax, because I don't have focus of the other characters, if that makes sense. But also, the reason I had to fix the build-up was because it kind of revolved around Esha. It revolved around more around Alistair, actually, which is really weird to me because he's not the main character. Or he is, but he's not the protagonist. But he was like, he basically realized that he can't. He's stuck. Like, they left him behind on a mission because they wanted to protect him when he's supposed to be the strong one. He's supposed to be the leader, right? And so that was, like, really hard on him. And then Asha led the mission instead, which now doesn't make any sense because Asha is way too out of it to be leading a mission. Even if he does do that on his own, just not doesn't mean he should. And his team wouldn't let him. So I had to, like, separate. I had to fix that. We fixed it. I think I fixed it. I'm worried if I can... Because I chapter outlined this, I don't know how this is going to mess up my chapter outline, and I have a very particular chapter outline. So I'm so annoyed. It's fine. I'm gonna try to. I have like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm gonna write this out. Also, I watched a video last night on Steve Rogers on this character, and it's basically following the idea that Steve is such a perfect character already that he doesn't fundamentally change. The world around him fundamentally changes, and Steve reminds me a lot of Ezra. I don't think I've ever said that on here, but it's true. I say it all the time everywhere else. Steve reminds me of Ezra, the main character of this book, except Ezra's a lot more morally gray, in my opinion. Ezra is a very, and you might not see that until you read this book, but to me, Ezra's very morally gray, and so, I don't know, just, okay, whatever. And, I was like, okay, this is so cool. Like, Steve doesn't change the order around, like, he affects the order around him to change, basically. I was like, wait, that's kind of how Ezra is. Like, his character really doesn't change that much. He has the same fundamentals, he fights for the same things. It's just more if he explores this person more in, like, the dark. Like, he delves into his own character even more instead of changing. He changes the world around him. He's an independent variable, whereas Alistair reacts. He's a very reactive person, so Alistair is always reacting to the world changing. I was like, that is a cool parallel. I'm gonna do that. So that's kind of working to the climax. I want to fit that more into the overall arcs. I want to get them more motifs and stuff. But this is the first draft. We're just gonna get this done, and then we're gonna do the nitty-gritty things. So I'm gonna go fix this climax as much as possible within the next 30 minutes, and then I'm going home tomorrow. Hello guys, so this vlog, I think I'm going to end up splitting it, and I'm going to film this outro just in case I do end up splitting it. Today is the 24th, I'm not done with this book yet. Oh my gosh, we only have 7 more days. It's fine, and I genuinely do not know how much longer this is gonna get, especially if I do go home next weekend, because that means I can just, give more updates. So I don't know how long this looks, like right now the vlog is currently almost 40 minutes long, and I have like 20 more minutes worth of updates to add in. So I think it's better to just cut it off here. I'm kind of sad because there's kind of a lack of b-roll in this, and there was some in the beginning, but the reason why is because I filmed a vlog in the middle of this vlog you can go watch, and that was a 10k failed 10k vlog. I'm trying to do more b-roll in the next installment of this video, but because I like b-roll, I think I mentioned this before, I like seeing it, but is what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed the first half of finishing this book. Some stats, I think I can do some stats because I started filming this. Hold on, I actually do want to see how much I've written so far. So according to this, I've written about 40,000 words. In how many days, you ask? I do not know. Hold on. It's January 5th, so in about 19 days. Hold on, that's actually kind of good, isn't it? Low-key not as good as I expected. Oopsies, I kind of thought I made more progress than that.
Did you know that I wrote 90,000 words in a month to finish a visionary? And I was in school. No, that was a third draft, so that's a bit different, because I knew what I was doing. I first draft things I don't really know what I'm doing. But holy crap. The 90,000 words in a month during school, it was less than a month. That was insane. That's not happening right now.
I don't know, today's supposed to be a 10k day, is talking about my next vlog, and I know I've said that so much recently, and it's so annoying, but I just generally want this, but I just keep on getting distracted. Like, how many words do I have for the day so far? I'm not gonna tell you, it's gonna be a surprise for the next vlog. Do I hit the 10k or not? I don't know. I swear I can write 10,000 words in a day, guys. I swear it's possible. I've never done it before. This is just bad on my whatever. Okay, the vlog is ending here. Oh, I never explained the book in this vlog. My super quick rundown of this book. It's this is a cyberpunk futuristic book, and it's kind of to me, it's the cast of Thunderbolts was in Captain America Civil War, and in a futuristic cyberpunk city with futuristic tech and stuff, and these are futuristic superheroes. Okay, so it's that premise, and then the main characters are Bucky. They remind me of Bucky and Steve, except to me the guy who's representative of Bucky is more Natasha. Anyways, it's not based off Marvel, but I've been in a Marvel mood recently, so now I'm just comparing it to Marvel. If you want the DC comparisons, the main character, Ezra, he's more like Jason Todd. He's a mixture of Jason Todd and Steve Rogers, and I made a whole reel about that. And then Alistair, the other guy, the other main character, is to me Natasha Romanoff mixed with Dick Grayson. That's just how it is in my mind. So this book it deals with the found family breaking apart, and has a lot of, it's basically a team where nothing ever goes wrong. Something goes wrong for them, and that's like entirely impossible. And so the main character kind of just digs himself into a hole, and he makes everything worse. There's a ton of fight scenes, there's a ton of action. It's a very action-driven book, but it's also very heavily character-driven. It is pretty deep. It is a new adult because it does deal with a lot of deeper things. There is profanity because it's new adult. They are all adults, but they're all in their 20s. But there is no spice. Okay, I would not be writing spice. That's not in my So there's no spice, but there definitely is like this. This is a very mature book. It's a very raw book. There's a storyline. There's part of the story I don't know. I don't think I want to talk about publicly yet because I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. It's kind of a weird. It's something I've really struggled with including. Not really necessarily I struggled with including it because I actually really enjoyed the storyline. It's just a matter of because of my religion and the way I grew up and like the people around me, I'm just not sure how comfortable I am sharing it. But that being said, this book is being published this year, so I do have to make the decision of do I want to keep that part of the story or not keep it. Personally, I would love to keep it. It just depends on like, I don't know. Because I kind of just wrote it in for fun, and then it ended up being like really integrated in the story. And I've teased it, kind of. I haven't explicitly stated it anywhere. Some of my friends know about it. If you know, you know. But I just don't like explicitly state it because again, I don't know. I'm really afraid of how people are gonna think of me, and it's not something I like. It's so hard to talk about for me. So I'm just trying to make a decision there, and I have until this book releases to figure it out. Well, actually, I have until the next step to figure it out. So that's, a part of the storyline. A storyline in particular. You might be able to guess what I'm talking about if you know me well enough. I don't know. But yeah, this is a very character-driven, action-heavy book, and it is perfect if you miss the old MCU. It is a tragedy, though. I will tell you that. It is a tragedy. And it's a companion series to my trilogy right here, which is the first 2 books I published. So, anyways, that's the first half of the vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys with the next vlog, which will hopefully be coming out decently soon, because I'm decently close to finishing this book, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. So yeah, thank you.